Hi friends, welcome and welcome back to this channel. My name is Karen. This channel is all about beauty, lifestyle and self-care. If you saw my last video, your girl is pregnant, guys. I did a reaction video of how I found out I was pregnant. You need to see that video, it was chaotic. Obviously, I had some signs that I was actually pregnant, but I think I was in denial. I missed my period, but I literally just convinced myself that it was because of all the stress I had, especially at that particular time I found out I was pregnant. I was so stressed. And this is literally stress I inflicted on myself because I put so much pressure on myself. I wanted to lose the baby weight so bad, especially the weight in my tummy area. So I was hitting the gym like every single day and an hour, 30 minutes. I also changed my diet. Like I really wanted to be back to how I used to feel, how I used to be. Also, I started lifting weights. You can imagine, but I wasn't even seeing any progress. Obviously, I was pregnant. This pregnancy messed up my entire body system. I didn't even know, I didn't understand my own body on my own mind. It was crazy. In one of my sessions at the gym, I realized that the cramps I was feeling were not normal. I just knew something was wrong. I was having so much pain. I ignored it for like 2-3 days, but I think around the 4th or 5th day, it was unbearable and I just knew something was wrong. I already had the experience before, so I already knew that this feeling could be that I'm pregnant because I was feeling the same cramps I felt when I had my first baby. It was so familiar, guys. I reluctantly decided to do the test to just rule it out. Not like I was thinking, oh, I'm pregnant, but I just wanted to rule it out. And then I found out I was pregnant. I did more than one test. I even went to the hospital to do another test just to convince myself. Guys, I was in denial completely. Even my husband was in denial. When I found out, I was obviously feeling everything all at once. I had a C-section. I have a 5-month-old baby. Levi was just turning 6 months at the time. I was still dealing with my new life, motherhood and everything. So finding out I was pregnant, obviously, it wasn't like the best of news, honestly. I cried so bad. It was terrible. I kept asking myself, how would I do this? I literally felt I was going to die. The first thing I did was to go straight online. I went on YouTube, I went on the internet just to search, okay, has someone felt this before? Has someone gone through this situation before? How did they handle it? Did they die? Because honestly, guys, I kept thinking I was going to die. Like, it was crazy to me, especially with the fact that I was still feeling pains in my incision. I was still feeling some pains and I just felt it was going to burst open at some point and that was going to be, that's how I felt at the time. I didn't actually find as much information on this particular topic as I thought I would. I wasn't seeing anything, honestly. I saw like 1 or 2 videos and I wasn't convinced that I was going to be okay. I still felt, I commented on that almost all the videos and I kept asking, how did it go? Are you alive? Did you succeed? Did you actually give birth to this baby and everything went well? So I felt the need to make this video to just share how I feel and my journey so far because I just think it would be nice to have an informative video out there on, in case someone finds themselves in this situation, they'll be able to actually find this video helpful in some way. I hope so. One really amazing thing and encouraging thing I found out in this journey is that this situation is actually more common than you may think. It's not until people actually saw that I was pregnant that my mind started calming down, because a lot of people were saying, oh, this happened to me, this was exactly how I gave birth to my child, this was exactly what happened to me, and I can see that they're doing well, I can see their children, and that really encouraged me. That really, you know, made me feel kind of safe. Although I talked to my doctor, she was amazing. She told me everything is going to be okay, that she has dealt with this particular situation a lot of times. And she also mentioned something that some people actually prefer it this way. Literally did her best to encourage me. But it was way better seeing like experiences of people, like people I'm seeing in real life. It's kind of embarrassing. So I feel a lot of people will actually be reluctant to talk about this. But at this point, I feel much better. So I feel I'm in a much better place to actually speak about this. Imagine just 5 months after having your first child, you're already pregnant again. Like, are you jobless? Those were the thoughts going on in my mind. But it could actually happen to anyone. Honestly, it could happen to anyone. You get so comfortable at that point and you feel nothing's gonna happen. My dear, something is going to happen. Something is going to happen. Just be careful. At that point, you need to be very careful. And during my research, I also found out that you are actually much more fertile just the period just after you give birth. You're actually much more fertile than usual. So put 2 and 2 together and advise yourself if you're not ready. Right now, I'm currently almost done with my second trimester. At 5 months now, and I just want to talk about how I felt at the beginning. I was mentally drained. Like, when you talk about how I felt up here, it was zero. I was drained mentally. I still had to go about my daily routine. I still had to take care of my son. I still had to find a way to take care of myself, and then to deal with this new situation that I found myself. Like, I can't believe another baby is growing inside me, and I literally have not even gotten myself back. At some point, I wasn't even talking to anyone. It was terrible, honestly. Some symptoms I actually felt that were different from what I felt the first time is my breasts were so sore, like extremely sore, so painful. I don't know if it's because I've had a child before and I was breastfeeding for a while. Although I breastfed for a very short period of time, I was thinking, is it because of that and all? But I don't know. It was really bad, really bad. I couldn't even put on my clothes comfortably because of the pain I felt in my breast and my nipple. The first time, yes, I had tender boobs, but it was not as bad as this at all. First trimester, I had my normal morning sickness. I think everything was basically just normal with the first time. I had morning sickness. I didn't have food aversion. The main thing that I felt was an issue was the fact that my mental health was crazy. Also, I was having nosebleed. I actually had nosebleed when I first had Levi, but this was way worse. Like, I had nosebleed, like I was bleeding seriously through my nose, and it got scary at some point, like really scary. At this point, it has really reduced, like drastically. The nosebleed has reduced. Like, I don't think it's there anymore. I haven't felt it. Also, something really crazy started happening to me. I started having blood clots. And guys, when I say this blood clot is like the most terrible thing ever. It's crazy. Like, my entire arm, it was this arm, I had pain, like my bones were crushing from this arm. And it's actually, no, it was this arm actually. It was this arm, because it started from my ring finger, and I started feeling pains from my ring finger, and then it started gradually going down. I had swelling here, and then all this area, I had to tie my, like, I cried to the hospital. The second time I went to the hospital was around 2-3 a.m. and I was rushed to the hospital because I was having severe blood clot. and it's all gone right now because I started treatment immediately. I lost so much weight that period, but I'm way better now. Moving on to my second trimester. Guys, I started seeing my bump already. Like, my bump is so big already. It's crazy. Immediately I entered my second trimester, I was already seeing bump, like bump, guys. It was so big. And you know what comes with bumps? Stretch marks. As for stretch marks, I already gave up the war. I gave up the fight already because I was still trying to treat the stretch marks I have from my first, and then new ones are coming up, new very bad ones, and I was just like, you know what, this body is not my body right now. I think I'm in someone else's body, so let me just let this be. I started feeling itching and pain in my incision. The pain is not that bad, but it's just, there's just like something just, you know, throbbing, like a throbbing pain, and sometimes I feel it, sometimes I don't. And then I started itching. I don't know if it's because my bump is getting bigger, I don't know why exactly, but it's just something I started feeling in my second trimester. Another thing is I get so tired, so out of breath, so exhausted, and I didn't feel like this when I had my first till I was almost due. I feel it's just because of my new life, because I still have to do all the things I do. I still have to take care of my son, I still have to take care of myself, I still have to take my medications, eat well, go to work. I still have to work, guys. I still have to do all these other things. So I think that is why I'm so exhausted and so tired all the time. Anyways, that's just all I've been feeling so far. I think in my next video I'm going to do a bump review and show you how big my bump is at this point, guys. You won't believe it. Right now I feel so good mentally. I'm so good. I got to accept this situation. I've accepted my baby, I've accepted my bump, I've really accepted everything that is going on in my body, and I am more at peace, I'm calmer. Basically, I said why already. I get so much encouragement every day from people, both my friends online and my friends offline, that have actually been through the situation before. So I feel better, I feel blessed, and I feel happy. It's not easy, trust me. It is so tiring, it is hectic. If you find yourself in this situation and you come across this video, I hope this video helps you and encourages you. Don't let anxiety take over you. Just try to be calm, try to understand that you're not alone. This thing happens, it happens so much that you won't even believe how often it happens. You're not going to die, you're not going to, the incision is not going to burst open like I thought it was going to happen to me. It's not going to burst open. I just feel normal apart from those symptoms I mentioned earlier. Stay positive and understand that God is in control, because that's one thing I keep telling myself. God is in control. He has actually given me the strength to come this far, and I know He's definitely going to give you that strength as well, and He's going to see you through. I also want to say thank you so much for all the congratulatory messages so far. I really appreciate you guys supporting me and, you know, following my journey. Please do stick around. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already, and, you know, watch my other videos. Anyways, see you in my next video, guys. Bye.